Hello, Moon Buddies. I hope you got the message that yesterday my beloved Debbie was a bit snowbound. So we're doing this today. And actually, with the moon in Aquarius, the energy feels really good. Um, and I want to, first of all, thank my co host, Debbie Garcia, because without her, it would not be possible for me to be talking to you right now. So, buckets of gratitude and lots of love to her as an acknowledgement right at the beginning here. I hope you enjoyed that music coming in. That was the solfeggio frequency of love, the 528 hertz frequency, and I'm going to be talking a bit about that. First of all, I would love to know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Please put that in the chat and let me know. I do talk to myself a lot, but I'd prefer right now to talk to you. So please let me know. Before we do anything, we're going to put our feet on the floor and our palms up in our laps. Take a deep breath in and breathe some beautiful bronze light up from your earth, your earth star, which is about 3.5 feet below the earth, coming up through the soles of your feet, feeling that beautiful pranic breath filling every cell of your body. Bronze light going all the way up to the top of your head. And at the top of your head, it joins with white light coming down through your crown chakra, and you become golden as it blends with the bronze light. So do a couple of breaths like that. In through the nose, out through the mouth. A little longer exhalation than inhalation. And now on this next breath, you're going to drop into your heart. So breathe that light in. And as it joins with that beautiful white light, comes down through your crown chakra, you feel all the thinkety-think, all the mental noise move down, release, as your consciousness moves down behind your face, down behind through your throat, down through your chest to that higher heart, and down into your heart. Do that 2 or 3 times until you are in your heart. You'll know when you're there because you'll be completely present with me. We had quite a weekend. Are you in your heart with me now? Let me know if you are. Say, yes, I feel it in the chat. And now, as we move forward in the show, I want to talk a little bit about this past weekend because it was a big one. It ushered in a new year, a new fiscal year, and the collective vibration is 22, and that adds up to a 6. We talked a bit about that last week. I talked a bit about that. And I told you how to find your personal number for the year, which was to add the number that is the month you were born to the day you were born, and then you add the 6, the universal year, and you come up with your personal number. For instance, January 21st, which is Debbie's birthday coming up. So that's a 1 and a 2, which is 3, and a 1, which is 4, and the 6, which adds up to a 10. So she's entering a year of new beginnings. Yeah. So that's how you find your personal number. And I mentioned last week, Christine Delory's wonderful website, Creative Numerology, and you can go there and get your yearly numerology, your monthly, and your weekly free. She posts your weekly every week. So, numbers are the foundation of everything. So it's really interesting to know the numbers as you move through the year. Even though the numerology is based on a collectively agreed upon calendar, and you know that that's one of the reasons that I espouse the lunar calendar, because it's unerring and it doesn't lock us into any cultural, societal mode. But because it is a collective agreement, it's going to affect you. Anyway, you're going to be in this vibration, and it is one of nurturing and love and responsibility. So it also tells you that if you take responsibility, you can create anything this year. You can turn your dreams into reality. So I want to talk. I mentioned that the moon is in Aquarius today. And the whole cycle, we had a new moon, we had the New Year's Day on Saturday, and then it was followed on Sunday at 10:34 a.m. by a new moon in Capricorn at 12 degrees, which was exactly trine Uranus. And this tells us to be alert for surprises and awakenings, keep track of any brilliant ahas that come your way, because anything is possible. And we know that the new earth that we are all envisioning is possible. Is anybody out there? Please let me know. I'm not seeing anything in the chat, so I would love to know if you are out there and say hello to you. So this new moon in Capricorn is the first new moon of 2022, and it followed on the heels of New Year's Day. Hi, Mary Lou. So great to hear from you in Washington. Wow. Thank you. Welcome. And we also, this is an Earth new moon, and it sets the tone for the year, because on the 19th of January, the nodes shift, and we shift from the past 18 months of emphasis on beliefs and truth and law and courts and legalities and the beliefs that underpin the systems that are decaying and crashing down. And the North Node in Gemini, which is air. So we're moving from fire, Sagittarius, and air into earth and water. Big shift. So this underscores this earth theme that has been kicked off with this new moon. And, you know, it's time to ask yourself what you want to envision, what you want to plan, what's your strategy. That's really what this particular time is about. And you might find that January, I always remind people that the universe moves like a locomotive, not a rocket. So it's as though your actions and your intentions are sitting there. They're the coal, and the intentions are the coal, and the actions are the fire that comes to ignite the coal and build up a head of steam. So the train that is your plan, that is your heart's desire, moves forward now. This cycle is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is currently traveling through Aquarius. Saturn rules both Capricorn and Aquarius, so this is a good day to get some things done. And really take time. This is more of an introspective month of planning, of allowing yourself to move inside. And you're going to be asked with this nodal shift. And the nodes of the moon are a point in space where the ecliptic of the moon and sun intersect. And it's used a lot in Eastern astrology, but we're more and more and more aware of it in Western astrology, because it shows us the comfort couch of the past that tends to be our fallback position, that prevents us from moving forward and has a lot of karma with it. And the North Node is where we're asked to move out of our comfort zone to find our bliss. So the North Node will be in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. And we're going to be asked to release the old hurts. You need all the energy you have this year, because this is a year where the possibility is reinvention. And it's time for us to reinvent this society into one that works for everybody, that's based on love and compassion and equality. And that means that you need your energy, you need to not have your energy tied up in old emotional constructs that sap your energy. So Scorpio, South Node is going to make sure you do that. It's going to be, burbling up all those things from the past that might get in your way. And, ask yourself, what are the limiting beliefs you're leaving behind? Saturn is the creator of form. And in Capricorn new moon is the sign of the master strategist, builder, and planner. So you want to look at what's your strategy for this year. What new forms are you going to birth this year? And so it's reevaluation, reorganization, and reinvention. And Venus, continuing in retrograde motion until January 29th, continues to have you focusing on reevaluating your relationships, your finances, your values. What's important to you? How can you be more of a receptive vessel, more magnetic regarding what you want to create? Um, also, this means that Taurus and Scorpio are going to see the biggest changes over the next 18 months to 2 years. So, wherever that is in your chart, it has relevance, but especially if you have the sun, moon, or rising sign in Scorpio, you're going to, or Taurus, you're going to find this to be true. Also in January, there's one planet still hanging out in retrograde motion, and that's Uranus. Also, heads up, we're going to have Mercury moving in retrograde motion. It's now in the first degrees of Aquarius, but on the 14th of January, Mercury is going to move in retrograde motion until the 3rd of February. And as the Mercury retrogrades are going to be in, starting off in air, and then it'll move back into Earth. So what are your thoughts? What are you programming yourself with? What's your vision? And how are you grounding that with practical actions, strategy, and a good solid plan? Because the 6 year also tells you you're building a foundation. The old foundation has crumbled. It cannot support the new vision. And so now you're asked to build a strong foundation. And look at what that's made of. And a foundation that's being built is to last for years, to carry you forward. So it's not something that gets hatched overnight. It requires this introspective time. And so the retrograde is really kind of a blessing in that way, particularly. It asks you what your plan is and what your vision is. A vision without a plan can't be brought down to earth. So it's very important to use this time wisely. I hope you set some intentions. We're still in the new moon phase, but we're going to be moving out of that tomorrow. So you want to be sure that you set some good intentions around health. What are the old patterns and habits of health that you're leaving behind? To institute new ones that really support your immune system. The strongest, it's said that the strongest support for the immune system is self-love. And Venus retrograde asks us to really look at whether our thoughts and feelings or programming us are supporting self-love, or whether they are still at cross purposes. That's why dropping out of your mind and into your heart is so important. And the more you can do that, the more you're going to be on track with where you're going, as opposed to looking over your shoulder or living in the rearview mirror, so to speak. The new moon's about the seed, and we are in the new moon phase of the year. We have been since the solstice, which is the true new year. You've heard me say that before. So as we move more into this new moon phase, we're reminded that at the time of a new moon, the seed, your intention, is planted deep underground in your consciousness, in faith and trust, because it's winter and we are still moving through the depth of the dark. The light is very, very subtly beginning to grow, but we're still in that time of year where the dark is preponderant, where there's more darkness than light. We all have to get up a little earlier. I've been getting up at sunrise, which feels so good because the day is gone so quickly. The sun sets so quickly. So it's really good to use those daylight hours. And, this is a really good time to commit to a detoxing diet regimen so that you get your year on an even keel. And the new moon phase of the year lasts until February 2nd, Groundhog Day, as it's been known since the goddess went underground. It's actually a celebration called Candlemas, called a Beltane. It's the return of the light, and we enter the crescent phase of the year. So during this new moon phase, each phase is 6 weeks long, and it mirrors the 8 phases of the moon that occur in every lunar cycle. Each phase in the lunar cycle is 3.5 days long, but each phase of the year is 6 weeks long. So just as you see that silvery crescent, that more solid crescent that says, yes, the light has been reborn, and whatever you've planted as a seed now sprouts, and that tender sprout reaches for the light while still feeling the roots of the past, but also wanting to set roots that will anchor those new moon intentions in place. So I was talking with a friend and client yesterday about how it's like taking your intention and sitting inside that seed, basking in the light that's inside that encapsulated seed, really animating it with your feelings, feeling what it feels like to have that intention manifest. But knowing that you have to have faith and patience, dedication, discipline, and devotion are three things that Capricorn requires. Integrity is another one, and the willingness to be responsible for your plan, for your vision, for your actions. And so as you do this, you want your food, your supplements, all of these things are important as a Ceres, which is the goddess of grain. It's achieved planet status, as they tried to demote Pluto and call it a planetoid. But I feel that was just an effort to keep us from looking at the shadow, to denounce the shadow. But we know that we are all having to look at that right now worldwide. So Ceres is moving direct, and Uranus will move direct also on the 19th. So February is when we're really going to have all the wide open road with all of the planets direct to move forward. And we will have built up some steam in our locomotive so that we have power in moving forward that can carry us forward and can build up speed as the year goes on. Altogether, it's a more introspective, slower year, with one exception going on now. How many of you felt Jupiter move into Pisces last Tuesday? I felt that it was a big shift in energy and positivity. Pisces engenders love and compassion and imagination and inspiration, and also makes us more empathic and empathetic. So we feel the suffering that's going on the planet. And, you don't want to get caught there, just as you don't want to get caught in fear, but you want to acknowledge it. Hi, Byron. Thanks for checking in. And so as we look at what it is we're letting go of, we're leaving the Piscean age. And the Piscean age taught us that suffering is a virtue. And this is one of those beliefs. It's a belief that is not true. Pain is inevitable. Pain is resistance. When we hurt ourselves or we're wounded, we experience pain. But suffering is a perpetuation of that pain. And that's what we see some of the forces that seek to control working to produce now. And so to have compassion for the suffering of others, but to be unwilling to live there. As I said, pain is a different thing, but suffering is the ego's prolongation of pain. One of the big things you want to do is manage inflammation in any way that you can. And that plays into the nodes I was talking about, the release of old hurts, old emotions, old betrayals. And you're going to come up against betrayals all over the place this year. People are waking up. They are waking up more and more. And now I move back to Jupiter in Pisces. Normally, Jupiter takes a year to move through a sign. I love this this particular thing that's happening because Jupiter is taking 4 months, actually 5, to move through Pisces. So if you don't think there's a higher consciousness afoot, and that the planets don't have their own conscious identities and agendas and energy, here's a really amazing example, because we are going to have Jupiter moving through Pisces until early May. And at that point, it will move into Aries. So we have the Omega, or the end of the zodiac, with Jupiter moving through, and then the beginning of the zodiac, where the things that we have imagined, the dreams that we want to turn into reality, are now put in the hands of pioneering, bold, and daring Aries as we come into spring. Actually, as we're into spring, because spring occurs in late March with the equinox. So with Jupiter in Pisces, Imagineer. Spend time imagineering. Jupiter is the biggest planet out there. It says, whatever you focus on, I will expand. Another reason to not focus on suffering, to look at how you can be proactive. I got a message this morning about some legislation that they want to pass in California to limit people's ability to move about freely. So, how can one be proactive? Call your representatives, voice your opinion, do some fieldization on it, envision the world that you want to live in, feel the freedom and sovereignty within yourself. It's walking, walking your talk, being an example of that which you are aspiring to and the world that you envision. So important now. So with this earth energy, this earth focus going on, kicked off by Capricorn, and Capricorn is cardinal earth. Now, cardinal energy is so powerful that it ignites the seasons. It kicks off the seasons. Capricorn, winter, Aries, spring, Cancer, summer, and Libra, fall. This is how powerful they are. This is how powerful the Earth's response is to these cardinal energies when they get to 0 degrees. So Capricorn, tells you that you need to take action to make a plan and to get your strategy in order, and that you need to connect with the Earth. And if you can't connect with the Earth, if that's challenging for you, then I want to talk a bit about the Solfeggio frequencies. Has anybody out there heard about the Solfeggio frequencies? Or the frequency of love and above, however you might have heard of it? Let me know in the chat if you've heard of this. I do the heart drop. But one of the most powerful things one of the most powerful, elements that we have at our disposal is sound. They found that sound and light, that actually sound manifests very, very quickly. And that's why chanting in some traditions is so powerful, like Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. When you do that and you put an intention behind it as you voice those words, which are the devotion to the law of cause and effect through sound, it's very, very powerful. It fast tracks everything. Music is the same way. So when you look at Gregorian chants or the beautiful music by Jonathan Goldman that Debbie so graciously played prior to my coming on today, these are frequencies that will carry you into healing and the release of problems, problematic emotions. Hi, Cynthia. Yes. And so as we are birthing the new earth, and that's what's happening this year, this is the big shift, and all of the elements of the universe are moving, conspiring to help us with this, to support us, because the last 2 years have been very chaotic. We've been feeling ungrounded, because the foundation upon which of the systems upon which our beliefs have, that have been based upon our beliefs, have been crumbling, and they've needed to be exposed, because we have got to wake up. The planet demands it. Really, it's not about saving the earth, it's about saving ourselves. The earth continues. Through the asteroid blast that took the dinosaurs. Through all of the different evolutions of creation that Source has manifested on this planet, the earth continues. We're the ones that might not have a planet that sustains human life to live on. So we have to look at how we live each day. How much do we need? All the things around values. And with the North Node moving into Taurus, that dialogue is going to continue. That emphasis is going to continue. And so as we look at the Solfeggio frequencies, one of the best things you can do is to be in these frequencies, in love and above. The darkness, whatever you want to call it, operates and manipulates through fear. And if you are in love, fear is negated. You cannot be manipulated. So as we birth the new earth, we want to take a look at what these frequencies are. I have notes, so I have to take a look at these. So the frequency of 528 hertz has the power to transform the world. It's a frequency that Jonathan Goldman is an example. Imagine that beautiful song by John Lennon was recorded at the 528 frequency. Did you know that? It was recorded at the frequency of love. So that's a great song. Most of us know the lyrics and the tune, so that's a great song to sing. But you can go on YouTube and you can find these frequencies and you can just play that music. It's great for meditating. It opens the chakras. It's great, for healing. All these problems, these challenges, these old hurts and betrayals that might come up as the Scorpio South Node asks us to clear these karmic blockages or issues. Scott Huckabee is another person who has music recorded at this level. Amory, Amerie, who's been nominated for several Grammy Awards, also records. I think Cintiqa recorded in 2011, Volume 1. That album was recorded at the frequency of love and above. And then also the Living Water concert, the Live H2O Living Water concert that was organized by Dr. Horowitz, is another example of the utilization in our current time of this frequency. Gregorian chants, which the Solfeggio frequencies were, named, were put forth into the world by the Catholic Church through Gregorian chants. And they're called the Gregorian chants because they came forth in the time of Pope Gregory, which was, I think, 520 AD. The thing to remember, some of you are in snow, you're in places where the weather prohibits you getting outside in nature. But did you know that the 528 hertz frequency and above, that is synonymous with nature? That's the frequency that nature vibrates at. So yeah, nature vibrates at the frequency of love. How cool is that? So, you can also have plants inside your house. You can have those touchstones that are actually emanating that frequency, as well as music. And these frequencies, these Solfeggio frequencies, activate the conscious and subconscious mind. They penetrate really deeply into the conscious and subconscious mind. And that's why they're great for meditation and healing or just listening to, because they do release problematic and emotional blockages. And you will find, I know when I play them around my house, when I just allow it to just play, I stay calm and focused and really feeling good. I can feel my cells appreciate the fact that I'm doing that. So these are things for you to think about. There are actually 9 acknowledged solfeggio vibrations, and that's spelled Solfeggio, solfeggio. But you can just, put in, music for the love vibration or a healing vibration or whatever you want. I had a major health crisis a couple of years ago. Well, it lasted for 11 years, actually. I just came out of it last December. And one of the things that I used, that I played a lot of the time, were these healing frequencies. And actually, they do correspond to health. I mentioned last week that the health emphasis for this month is skin, skeletal system, bones, and teeth. And so these are things that you want to address as part of your strategy for health this year, so that you have that firm foundation within you to stand on and to move on. Healthy bones, healthy teeth, healthy skin. And so I'm just going to tell you what these 9 frequencies are, and then I'll move on to what's happening with the moon this week. So 174 hertz is the relief of pain and stress. 285 hertz heals tissues and organs. 396 hertz eliminates fear. 396 hertz eliminates fear. 417 hertz wipes out negativity. 528 hertz repairs DNA, that's the love frequency, and brings positive transformation. 639 hertz brings more love and compassion. 704 and compassion, this Jupiter in Pisces is about compassion. 741 hertz repairs cells and organs. 741 hertz. 852 hertz Awakens your intuition, raises the energy at the cellular level, and it resets the spiritual order. And 963 hertz connects you, bingo, to your higher self. And so use these frequencies as we move through this year. We are creating the new earth. I talk about sometimes that I find that transits are best understood in the rearview mirror, so to speak. And so as this nodal axis shifts, the media, which is Gemini, rules the media, and that is where the North Node has been placed and has been moving through this past 18 months. And so we're going to see that ramp up now. But we're also going to see the exposure of what's really going on ramping up. Be careful not to live in the darkness of conspiracy, because, you know, it becomes, what are you going to do about it? Who are you going to be about it? Be proactive in your own life. Believe in yourself. Believe in the love that created you. Believe in the amazing, magnificent point of view of source that only you, through your divine uniqueness, can put forth into the world. Treasure that. It is precious. It is needed now. You would not still be here if it was not needed, if this was not. And actually, that's the biggest gift you have to give the world, is your vibration. So use these frequencies to raise that vibration. They all have a positive outcome and effect on your being and your energy. And I ran into this quote this week by Buckminster Fuller that I love. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And with 2022, you have the opportunity to do that. And with Venus continuing in retrograde motion, it reminds you to ask, how can I be a receptor for what I need so it can flow to me? How can I increase my magnetism? And these vibrations will do that. And you will find that you increase those who are more aligned with the world that you want to be living in and the way you want your world to feel. So, any comments on that? Does anybody have any thoughts about that? I'd love to hear what you think about this. Good, Cynthia. Yeah. I love it too. Like I said, I just find it to be so powerful. I've been a musician my whole life. And I find that these frequencies are so amazing, and I want to find ways that I can use them, you know, to sing within my own voice. Hi, Alyssa. Yes, had a great start to the year. Thank you. And I hope everybody else has had a great start to the year too. As I was saying earlier, this movement of Jupiter into Pisces really gave us a boost. So, you know, asking yourself what forms you will birth, and how can you be the best version of yourself this year? That's really what you want to ask yourself. How can you be the best version of yourself this year? And we're going to have new leaders and new leadership appearing this year. And guess where it's going to come from? It's you. It's you. It's me. We're the new leaders. What's the new land that we're going to be, initiating? How will we lead? Not through fear, not through limitation, but by creating a blueprint of love, a blueprint of high vibration. So, move into your heart and speak your truths from there, because that awakens the power within you. And as Pluto continues to travel in Capricorn, we had quite a stellium in Capricorn at the time of this new moon. We had the sun and the moon and Juno and Pluto. And so, it was an amazing new moon, very powerful. And with that trine to Uranus, it reminded us that anything is possible. And with Jupiter in Pisces now, it tells you to dream big, and then take your time creating a good strategy to bring your dreams into reality this year. It's a very different year, very, very different year. So as we move through the week, I mentioned that the moon is in Aquarius today. And, you may find that relationships are leaving your life with this Venus retrograde as you reevaluate relationships. But remember, the universe loves a vacuum. So as you are stronger in your alignment with how you want your relationships to feel, those win-win relationships based on love, trusting yourself to choose wisely, and looking at those that are no longer aligned. Feel the feelings. If they are leaving your life, feel the sadness, but also be willing to release and let go. This is going to be a big challenge with this nodal shift into Taurus and Scorpio mid-January, because these are fixed signs. They don't let go easily. But if you just keep turning it over, feeling it to heal it, and then releasing the feeling, cutting the cords. And I did cord cutting a few shows ago. If you want me to go through that again, let me know. I won't do it on this show, but I'll do it on the next one. Or maybe the third week when the nodes move into Taurus and Scorpio. Let me go through the cord cutting process again. So on Wednesday, later in the day, the moon moves into the crescent phase, as I've mentioned. So that's the phase where you get your resources in order to move forward on your new moon intentions. So you want to be sure that you've got some strong intentions set, that you've written them down concisely and simply, do the brain dump. And then out of that, 3 to 4 concise intentions: health, relationship, business, and one other: family, home, whatever the fourth would be for you. Really simple, because you are going to then, it's not a kitchen sink. You're going to write 3 actions underneath each intention when you're done with your feelization. So it's a simple, concise sentence that you get, narrowed down. You synthesize it by doing a brain dump, just writing. And then you close your eyes, you do the heart drop, and you bring that intention forward. And you see it lit up, those simple words, and you visualize it. You get a strong picture of what that intention manifested right now looks like. And then you feel that intention drop out of the picture, out of the visualization up here, drop down, down, down into your heart, down into your belly, and it explodes into light and into the feeling of what it feels like to have that intention manifest right now. You step into the picture that you've created and see what that feels like. And you do that with each intention. And then if you do that every morning, you'll get to the point where you can do it very quickly, where you can just say that intention out loud, move into your feelization, energize it, move to the next one. You're going to fast track your manifestation. And remember, you've got 12 cycles, usually 13 new moons, but 12 cycles in each year, one for each sign of the zodiac. So you're building in a one beautiful spiral that carries you to the top of that mountain from which you want to be viewing your new earth at the end of this year. So as we move to Wednesday, we've got a void of course moon that starts at 4:45 p.m. in the afternoon, and it lasts actually until 4:16 the next day when the moon moves into Pisces. And it's nice to kind of have that time in between, because Pisces is that moon that asks us to really be in touch with what inspires us. And whereas Aquarius is more inventive and scientific and more, it's that brilliance of the mind and ideas and those ahas that can come through. And be sure to keep track of your ahas, because they may come fast and furiously, just little bursts of brilliance. You want to keep track of those to know so you can look at which ones are viable, which ones are part of your strategy and your plan for this year. On Thursday, the moon moves into Pisces. On Friday, the moon moves, actually, I think it's 4:16 a.m. I found 2 different times for the entry of Pisces. But I think because on the 7th, the moon moves into Aries. And so, again, Pisces, speedy energy. It's like Pisces is the sign where we have the ability, because of the rulership of Neptune and Neptune traveling through Pisces, we have the ability to merge with the divine. Talk about fast tracking things. So, but it can also be confusing. This can be energy that because it suspends reality as we know it. It's not linear. But it's a wonderful time to be creative and do some imagineering, because imagination and magic are part of the Neptune Pisces combination. And then on Sunday, Saturday, the moon continues in Aries, and on Sunday, the moon moves into the first quarter. So first quarter tells you it's time to take action. So next week, you will open the week being ready to take action on those intentions. So use this week to ease into this new year with deliberation, with consciousness regarding what you want to manifest. There are going to be some challenging things this week. You might find that you have your ire come up, but then those things move and shift and lift and bring opportunities to heal. With Chiron and Aries now moving forward, this is square this new moon. And so it tells us that if you're willing to turn a corner, acknowledge your wounds, that great, Olivia, then I will do that. Then I will do, and Gori, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Gabriella. I will do that cord cutting. I'm going to do a meditation in a minute, and I may combine a little bit of that with it. So, so get your ducks in a row this week. One of the big things about Capricorn, that being ruled by Saturn, it brings up our limitations. It's the sober realist of the zodiac. It's also the master builder. But one of the things that's required is that we leave the unnecessary, the extraneous, that which is non-useful, that we leave that behind. And so use this week to target that. I get messages from people about things, as I mentioned, that are going on in the legislature, that are happening, etc. That rearview mirror thing of Sagittarius and Mars having been there, energizing law and courts. And so sometimes it'll throw me off kilter for a minute, but then I'll go, how can I be proactive? How can I be proactive about this situation? Sometimes it's just making sure your vibration is high and staying in the reality that you want to see. But other times there are things you can take action on. So I'm going to do a little meditation with you now. And I think I've mentioned a lot that's going on. But I want you to put your feet on the floor, palms up in your lap. And allow the breath to just come and go. Notice where the breath is in your body. Is it up in your chest, or is your belly moving when you take that breath in? Remember, every breath, you're breathed every moment by Source. It's a gift. To live fully, you've got to breathe fully. So you might even put your hand on your belly to be sure that your belly moves when you're breathing. No forcing, just allowing, just noticing. Are you taking the breath in fully? Breathing that beautiful bronze-colored prana from up from the earth, all the way through all your cells, up, filling every cell to your crown chakra. And on the exhalation, that white light from above your crown comes down through your body, filling you, blending with that bronze so that you are golden. Feeling that golden prana filling your body. Prana is much more than just air. It's life force. So you want to really, really welcome that breath. Now on the next breath, I want you to do the heart drop, where you breathe in and up through your nose and out through your mouth, allowing your consciousness to drop, drop, drop into your heart. And now you see yourself on a path, a beautiful path, a sunlit path. And as you begin to walk forward, you notice there are flowers and beauty all around you. And each flower that you pass is emitting a Solfeggio frequency. healing, releasing, love, compassion. All the frequencies I mentioned are creating this incredible harmonic symphony around you. You continue to walk, and every once in a while you notice a weed or two representing that which is dissonant or at odds with this harmonic symphony going on, representing an emotion or a past construct, something that is calling for release. And you give your allowance, and you see the weeds just crumble right back into the earth. And more flowers spring up. They're popping everywhere around you as you move forward. You continue to walk down the path, just basking in this beautiful, beautiful symphonic frequency of harmony. And now you look up ahead of you, and there's a very high mountain. Beautiful, exquisite, inspiring mountain. And so you continue to move down the path, allowing these frequencies to enfold you, guiding you forward until you were at the base of that mountain. And at the base of that mountain, you breathe in, you breathe out, and you ask that anything that's problematic or challenging, anything that would block the energy of the creation, the reinvention, the new earth, your best life this year, be released. And as you do that, whatever the issue is that is brought up into your awareness, you ask to see the cords in your body, your etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies. You ask to see where those cords are. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel your feet. And now we call on Archangel Michael and his flaming sword. And we ask for his help in cutting those cords. And so it is. Those cords are now cut. And the energy of those cords moves out into their native nothingness. Those cords fly out, the energy disperses, and you feel them completely leave your body and your auric field. And if there are any little fissures, little holes left by the cords, you see them filled with light. You feel those harmonic frequencies healing, filling the places where those cords were with light and love. And you are again surrounded by this love. And now you breathe in, you breathe out, and you find yourself at the top of this mountain. Way up there with the view of an eagle. What is the view from that mountaintop? Feel how good it feels to have gotten up that mountain. How were you able to rise so high so fast? Because you released the energy that was weighing you down, that would have kept you from getting up that mountain, from flying, soaring up to that mountaintop, to have that eagle's view. And so, take note of how it feels and what you're seeing. More importantly, how it feels, because that's the feeling that is your default to go back to again and again and again when more challenges and issues come up over not only this year, but the next 2 years, as you are part of creating this new earth. And now breathe in, breathe out. You know, you can go back to this meditation and sit on the top of that mountain and do the cord cutting again. You can use this meditation to craft your strategy, your plan. Call in the energy of the mergoat, the sea goat, that is also part of the Capricorn energy, which takes the flow and creation of the water that's within you, that is living water, to look at what you're letting go of and look at what you are creating, and the magic that's available for you now, reminding you that anything is possible. Use the harmonic frequencies that you're hearing and feeling now to focus you, to give you clarity. Enjoy your process. Breathe in, breathe out, and you find yourself once again here with me. Open your eyes. Did you enjoy that? I hope you went there with me. I apologize for the tone that came in. And Nicole, I want to say thank you for checking in, and Happy New Year to you. So I hope that you enjoyed that. You know, there are a lot of planetary shifts this year. The universe is always working for you. I love the mantra. Everything is working for me all the time. If you use that as a truism, you'll find that it is indeed true in your life. And because Venus is retrograde, it's reminding you to allow where you are right now, to allow your vision, your plan to come to you without efforting. 222, triple feminine. We will not see another year like this until we are in the 22nd century, where we have 2222. So this is amazing. This is the divine feminine coming to life, rising as the warrioress goddess that she is, to say, you can magnetize what you want. You can be balanced. You can listen and then do. I think Debbie's probably been putting the link for readings on, across the screen for you. I hope so. Book a reading with me, book a session, and find out how to use these energies of shift and change and possibility this year so you can live your best life. There are 2 readings available there. One will tune you into the eclipses and the moon and what that means for you. The other will tune you into everything that's going on in your universe. I do a pre-session chat. If you would like to chat with me, message me at Moon Powered Astrology on Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. You know, like me, share me. You're so welcome. I've loved being here with you. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear what you are creating in this new year. You're so welcome, Byron. Thank you for being here, Byron. And yes, for Aries, Aries continues working with Eris and Chiron. So this is healing our ability to have our individual voice heard and our gifts honored, and to express our individuality. And Chiron brings healing solutions. So remember that, those of you who have a lot of Aries energy, and wherever Aries is in your chart, healing solutions are available now. If you acknowledge the wounds, use the cord cutting, use any of the tools that I've given you, and the tools that all of you beautiful, brilliant souls have available to you, walk in the world that is now. The past is gone. Do not be seduced by those who would try to keep you driving forward while looking in the rearview mirror. You want that clarity and focus that only spirit and alignment with your soul's purpose and nature can give you. And also, that's another thing that comes through in a reading is your soul's purpose. So if you want to really be on track this year and, and map your way through harnessing the energies of the heavens, you'll book a session. I'm so grateful you were here this morning. I love chatting with you on Mondays. And if there's something that you want me to talk about or that you want me to address, please message me at Moon Powered Astrology. I really want to hear from you. I want to hear your comments. Let people know that I'm out there and that I am emitting a message of love and proactivity in this time of radical, revolutionary, evolutionary awakening and change as we become the transcendent humans that we are here to be. I love you so much. I love you to the moon and way beyond. Love you, Nicole. See you next